I'm here to pick up the body. At our hospital, it was our policy that whenever a porter came to pick up a body for the morgue, that we would need to double check and sign off. I was still a new grad nurse developing her frontal lobe. I'll never forget the first time I did it with a senior nurse. I turned mute, I didn't know what to say, and I just felt my body going through the motions. Nursing school never prepares you for that shit. The system praises if you do not make a fuss. And no one tells you that the cost of that is self-betrayal. What I didn't realize back then was that I was training my body unconsciously to ignore trauma cues and override basic instincts. The same pattern followed me for years. I refused to talk about work details with my family. I kept it as work was busy or it was fine, even though deep down I was this close to breaking down. I was stuck on the couch for hours not wanting to move. I was so tired but also wired. I had hormonal, ovarian, and menstrual issues requiring surgery. Even when I started business, I took the same shutdown patterns with me. I would sit on ideas for weeks without taking action and somehow convince myself that it wasn't worth putting out there because I was still wired to believe that if I said something, it didn't matter anyway. Now, when I feel my body tighten or I feel myself dissociating, I use it as data. Back then, a tight chest and a lump in my throat meant silence. Now, it is my cue to move. Action is regulation, and building a business has been insanely healing. These days, when someone asks, how's business? I can say, oh my god, it's so fucking hard, without it meaning anything about me. I have enough energy to both grow a business and train like an athlete. I now have pain-free periods that run like clockwork. A regulated nervous system is a regulated business. This is why I dominate and continuously do so. Not because I have decades of experience in business, but because my nervous system has now been wired to adapt to challenges instead of collapse. Most people can't understand that level of regulation or understand the nervous system like I do, because my nervous system regulation was built from trauma rooms, code blues, and morgue sign-offs. When you stop ignoring your instincts and come back to your senses, that's when everything changes. The difference between constant burnout and sustainable success isn't more self-care. It is learning how to stop overriding or bypassing your body's natural cues. And that is what rewiring for resilience gives you. The ability to build wealth and impact without developing pneumonia, tumors, chronic injuries, or worse, losing yourself in the process.